Hello, my name is Hayden. I'm here doing the 2021 New Year Sprint Challenge video essay. Mouthful, tongue twister, whatever it is, every time. I have to think about it real hard. But I want to talk about my last 8 weeks and going forward and kind of where I came from a little bit and a little bit all over the place because that's how my brain works. I can't keep a thought in line. So I apologize if this is a little all over the place. But I am going to also preface this with I am not one of those people that had a drastic amount of weight to lose. In my head, I had 8 pounds. That's it. And that was, so I started at 148 and I had the number in my head of 140. And I chose that number because that's always the number I choose. And that's always the number I want to see. And it's always the number I never reach, ever. And I did. On this challenge, I hit it for the first time in 10 years. I kid you not, 10 years I have tried to reach that goal weight. And I've been so unsuccessful. I've given up on myself so many times I can't even tell you. And yo-yo dieting, eating disorder, it was constantly a back and forth thing. Like I would overeat and gain a bunch of weight and then be like, well, I need to do something. And every time I get in the diet, I need to do something mode, I would restrict, and I would overtrain. So I was being very unhealthy on both ends of the spectrum. And so I feel like I can really speak to that. And then as far as the actual number on the scale goes, I know it sounds like I'm really excited about it, but really I'm more proud that I've pushed myself, because I didn't give up on myself. A year ago, I would have. And that's 2 years, 3 years. I've done that. I've done the giving up. It's hard. And the phrase of, I kind of usually have like some sort of mantra or phrase that gets me through each kind of phase or challenge or whatever I'm going through. My favorite one is, you can do hard things. That one is, I know, and they're cliche and people say them all the time and I don't even care, because the reason people say them is because they're true and it's effective. You can do hard things. You can. And then the other one is that, I totally lost my third train of thought. You have to pick your hard. That's the other one. There we go. Sorry. I was on a trail there. But you have to pick your hard. And that is the truth too. Over a year ago, I was struggling. I was depressed. I didn't want my husband to even look at me. I didn't even want to look at me. I cried on the phone with my best friend and said how much I hated myself and I was worthless. And I told her that I was done and that I knew I needed to do something, but I couldn't find the motivation to do it. And I was in a very dark place. Flash forward to I did 75 hard, and then I did the fall sprint challenge after that. So that was a good Kickstarter, like of a mindset change. And then definitely keeping that rolling. I still never hit my 140 weight though. The last challenge I got down to like 141 point something, and I was excited because I dropped down. I think at that time I had the goal of 145 because I didn't know what my body would look like, and so I was setting the goal of 145. So I was excited because I did hit my 145, but in the back of my head I still knew that I had that 140 number that I had always been trying to reach. And then this challenge came and I started back up. I was at 138 because I did let myself go a little bit. After doing 75 hard and the challenge, I needed a little bit of a break. So I stopped tracking, just for a couple weeks, and then I got back into it. I haven't had every intention of getting back into a challenge or not. So that was a huge mindset shift for me, that the fact that I could pick it back up and just get back into it. Like, yeah, I had a couple weeks where I was not doing my best. And so then obviously when I first started the challenge, I dropped that a couple pounds right off the bat because, water weight and bloating and all that fun stuff. So that was cool to see, like, right off the bat. And then nothing. Crickets. I had 4 weeks straight of the scale never dropping lower. It would either fluctuate up and then go back down to where it was, and it was just up and down, up and down, up and down, never dropping lower. Then I believe I was stuck at like 143-ish for a long time, like 4 weeks, a whole month. And then it was probably the end of the 6th week, maybe beginning of the 7th week, that I actually started, the scale started to drop again. And it was slow. It wasn't like anything drastic again, but it was moving down. I was like, okay, whatever I'm doing now, I'm going to keep doing this, because this is, obviously, I'm in the right direction, and this is going to work. And then I did. I dropped down to, I am actually 138 and point something. Again, I try not to focus on the scale as much, but I mean, as far as a physical transformation, that's one of the easiest tools to gauge. So yeah, I'm excited there. My clothes, I have so many clothes that don't fit me anymore that I'm like, I have to go shopping, and I'm like, I don't want to spend the money on a whole new wardrobe, because I don't. So that's also kind of exciting. It's a little stressful too, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna wear. But it's in a good way this time, instead of I don't fit into anything and it all looks awful on me. So I will take that transition any day. And then I have started 75 Hard again. I'm on day 20, and I have a couple other girlfriends doing it with me. Got my ride or die. She did it with me last time. And then I have another, she's a newbie to it, and she reached out and watched me change my life over the last year, and she said she wanted in, and she wasn't going to give up on herself either. And so we are encouraging each other, and I realized I wanted that on a bigger scale. If I can motivate somebody, if I can encourage somebody to change their life and pick their hard, then that is what I want to do. Like, I'm in the financial industry, and I help people financially make those decisions every day. Why can't I do it on the physical aspect as well? I don't understand why I have held myself back for so long, and I'm mad at myself a little bit for taking as long as I did to have this discovery and revelation, but I'm happy with where I'm at now. And I honestly, I couldn't have done it without Phorm. I couldn't have done it without my advisor, Colin. He's phenomenal. And the daily lives, I am forever grateful. The PB&J podcast is actually what got me on the education side of things last year when it first started. And so that was a game changer, turning point. But this challenge, I struggled with a plateau like no other, but I kept going, I kept pushing. I stepped foot in the weight section at the gym. I have been lifting weights, but I usually go and grab the dumbbells and go in my own little corner and in the other little room that is set aside for other workouts. So that's usually what I do. I am not strictly cardio anymore, although I am training for a half marathon, which it's not just I'm training for. I am enrolled in a half marathon. I've paid the money. It's on April 18th, and I'm super excited about that. I am actually getting ready to go on a run right after I do this video, and which is why I kind of look like a mess, which I don't even care. Like, I'm so happy. I had a lot to get out, and I know this video was longer than it should have, but I can't. I'm a talker. That's who I am, and I feel like I have a lot to say. Anyways, but I'm gonna wrap it up and say thank you for taking the time and watching my video. If anyone else is struggling, because this is gonna go on my social media platforms as well, please reach out, because I do want to help. And also, let's get this challenge. Let's start the next one. I'm excited. I'm already ready for the next one. Let's go.